Coach, obviously offensively, didn't generate a lot of assists. Thought it was some ISO there, ISO ball, or maybe Houston forced you guys into that. But what do you assess offensively with the low number of assists and maybe a little more ISO ball than what you would like?
Yeah, 11 assists isn't a great number. And you look down at that number and then you look beside it and see 20 turnovers. It just wasn't a great night there in those areas. Some of it was them, some of it was us. Yeah, we could just never really get to it. We just kind of clunking through it. Thought we had a couple moments where it was like, okay, just get over the hump. We just never could.
To follow that up, obviously Houston has the size, and you talked about that pregame and how they can affect what you guys were going to do, and that they could play good defense. But is this the best you've seen in terms of when you looked at film in terms of how they defended tonight?
Yeah, I think when you look around the league and you see the numbers of defensive rating, I was a little surprised at where they were at. So, yeah, tonight they were great defensively. We really struggled to get any type of rhythm. They do a great job changing coverages, but the reality is they have really good individual defenders. They got the best of us tonight.
Jordan, we talked about in pregame half-court defense and just kind of the way they moved Şengün around. How did you feel the execution was for your game plan that you had for them tonight?
You're saying our offense or defense?
For your defense in the half-court.
Yeah, I think overall it was pretty good. And the transition piece there in the fourth, it felt like it bothered us. Thompson was amazing. His ability to get in the paint at will, his speed is one of one in the league. They basically run him at point guard. So I thought at times it's good. They have two playmakers out there with Thompson and then Şengün. We tried some different things with Şengün in the post there at times. The one pass to Steven Adams in the fourth quarter was incredible. Yes, we keep trying things. I think they hurt us, to be honest. They hurt us in the half court and in transition at times. I did think we did a pretty decent job on the glass. They're such a great offensive rebounding team, so it looks like we did a pretty good job, but we'll take a look.
Offense in the half court. Did you feel like you all got to the paint as much as you typically would want to generate those closeouts and then to play off of those that you typically enjoy?
No way, no chance. You got to make enough early to extend those guys to come out of the paint. But we couldn't get in there. Couldn't find any type of rhythm. Yeah, we'll definitely have to take a look.
Jordan, we've seen teams sell out on Book like this before, but what do you think was the difference in punishing it tonight, the inability to punish it tonight as opposed to other nights?
Yeah, we'll have to take a look. I think early maybe we had a couple good looks that didn't go in. And you just need those to break free a little bit. We're so worried about them going to the offense. This is what happens when you face teams with really good offensive glass. Like you worry so much about a defensive rebound that you can't get the ball out and up the floor. And second night of a back-to-back. So we see these guys soon, so we'll have to figure something out.
What did you think of the center play without Mark tonight?
We need all three of them. That's the reality. We know it. At times, one of them has it going over the other, but we need all three of them.
Despite the foul trouble from Dylan early, he picked up his second with like 7 minutes left in the first, I think, and then his fourth, like 7 minutes left in the third quarter. What can you tell me about the trust you have for him, not to pick up that next foul and keep him in the game for defensive purposes?
Yeah, we talked about before the season even began. We had the numbers of, just his number of times he's fouled out in a game when he's had 2 in the first quarter versus when he's had 3 in the second quarter. I've talked to him, and I trust him to go out there and just be smart with it. And, again, tonight he made the whole way through without it. So, we've talked through those scenarios, and we're going to let him play 2 fouls in the first quarter, 3 fouls in the second. We're going to let him play on most nights.
Coach, obviously we know how physical Houston is, but this was also the second leg of a back-to-back. Did you see that sort of being an influence as well in sort of, trying to handle Houston's physicality, or is that just sort of a result of how physical Houston is inside and on the glass?
Yeah, they're super physical. We're a physical team too. Back-to-backs are tough in general. but it doesn't matter in the standings, on the scoreboard, and the record. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, ideally, it's a different team, or we don't have to play them on a back-to-back. But that's what it is. So we knew it. We knew when the schedule came out. But yeah, and they played great. They played great.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep. Thank you, guys.